owner of a trout farm in the southeast is expecting to reduce his power bills by nearly 90% in coming months. Peter Cottrell is the general manager of the Eucumbene Trout Farm in the Snowy Mountains. He acquired the place just over 12 months ago and has since installed a number of energy-efficient air pumps and solar power systems. Peter says with electricity prices on the rise, he had no choice but to switch to a more sustainable way of doing business.
We're in the highlands of New South Wales, sitting around 1,100 metres to get the benefit of the colder weather and the higher quality water for the benefit of the trout farm. The big thing about the farm when it was originally set up in 1973 was based around pumping a lot of water around to keep the water cool and keep oxygen levels up. With energy costs rising, that's no longer a practical solution. So we've introduced aeration, which is to pump air around and into the tanks. We try and operate wherever possible by running water through the farm on gravity feed and not involving pumps. If we do use a pump, we're making sure that it's the most efficient, state-of-the-art pump that's currently available. And we are also introducing solar energy systems that will contribute significantly to reducing our energy bills.
In regards to the air pump that you've put in, could you explain how that works?
The air pump basically pumps 80 litres of air a minute, and you can imagine that 80 litres of air weighs substantially less than 80 litres of water, which would be 80 kilos. Basically, it pumps out and you have air stones at the bottom of the ponds, and it releases the air into the water. And the moment the air is released into water, it releases oxygen into the water and allows the temperatures to rise. What am we saying here? Trout are a very cold water fish. Cold water automatically retains naturally high levels of oxygen. As the water temperature rises, that drops off. The aeration process artificially puts oxygen back into the water and will offset rising temperatures.
So do you only need that air pump running over the summer months then?
Correct. We can actually watch the temperature, obviously, but once the temperatures start to get to around 20 degrees C atmospheric, we would want to turn it on. So in an ideal world, we'll run it automatically from the 1st of November through to the 31st of March.
Can you give me a bit of an estimate as to just how much all of these new sustainable measures could reduce your power bills?
Yeah, we had some power bills last year with some of the old technology, and we were running at over $1,000, $1,200 a month. I'm expecting our bills to drop to a fraction of that, say $100 a month as a result of the changes we're making.
Is it at all expensive to buy the solar panels, to buy the air pump and those other more efficient pumps? Is there quite a big capital cost to cover here?
The solar panels are probably demonstrably expensive, but if you think about the offset in the electricity that's being used, it's probably everything I do as an accountant of past life, I'm looking for a 2 to 3 year payback. So the air pump pays for itself. Look, one of the little air pumps, subject to the costs of me putting it all in and everything, was about $800-900. That'll pay for itself in a matter of months.
So just how crucial do you think all of these sustainable measures are to the operation of your trout farm?
Absolutely essential. If we don't reduce our operating costs, we're not sustainable. We can't do it.
So, Peter, are you eventually hoping to be 100% sustainable?
As close as we can get practically. I don't know if we can ever get 100%, but, the water we've got coming on the farm is what is on the farm. It is totally reused on the farm and totally filtered and cleaned and processed with the fish. So, hopefully our initiatives with energy use and the solar panels will allow us to monitor that cost down to an hourly basis if and as we need. So those sort of controls will help us substantially. Only time will tell whether we get to 100%.
That was Peter Cottrell, the General Manager of the Eucumbene Trout Farm in the New South Wales